Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there was a little girl, and her name was Mackenzie. And she really wanted a kitten, but her mother wouldn't let her have one. So one day, after her mother left for work, she found a small kitten, a black and white kitten, sitting on her doorstep. She was so excited, she grabbed it and brought the kitten inside and was loving it and feeding it and just as happy as could be. Well, at the end of the day, when her mom came home from work, she saw this cat. And she said, Mackenzie, where did this kitten come from? And Mackenzie said, oh, Mama, isn't this the cutest little kitten ever? Can I keep him, please, 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 please? I promise I'll take care of him, and I'll love him, and you won't have to clean up after him, and I'll name him Chelsea, and please, Mom, please. And her mother said, now, Mackenzie, don't you understand that you are allergic to kittens? As Mackenzie is rubbing her eyes and sneezing and coughing and having troubles breathing. Mackenzie said, oh, but Mom, I promise it won't matter. But the mother stood firm. So Mackenzie went upstairs, stomping, running up her stairs, and she got into her room and she slammed the door. And then the mother took the kitten, and she knew where the owner lived, and took it over to their house and gave it back to the owners. And then she went back home. As she walked up to the stairs to her daughter's doorway, there were posters taped onto the door that said, "Mother's not allowed. Only if I can have a kitten, the mother can come in." So the mother knocked on the door, opened the door, and Mackenzie's laying on her bed, sobbing, just sobbing. She had her heart ripped out. And the mother says to her daughter, "Oh, honey, it's just not going to matter. The kitten will have a safe home. It's going to be okay. I know how bad you want this kitten, but it just can't happen." And so Mackenzie was still angry and upset and mad, and the mother decided to leave. She walked downstairs and continued to start cooking supper. And she could hear some banging upstairs in the bedroom. And so pretty soon the bedroom door opens, and Mackenzie walks downstairs, pulling her suitcase. And she says to her mother, "I am running away, so don't even bother to try and come find me." And the mother looks at her and says, "Oh, well, okay. Do you have something for supper? Do you have some food for supper?" And Mackenzie turns and she looks at her mother and scowls and crosses her arms and says, "No." So the mother goes to the pantry and grabs a can of SpaghettiOs, and sticks a couple of cans, gives them to her, and puts them in her suitcase and says, you might want that for supper. You might get hungry." Mackenzie says, "Okay, now I need a spoon." Oh, so the mother goes and gets her a spoon, and then the mother also says, "I think you might need a can opener to get into that." Mackenzie doesn't say anything. She just has a scowl on her face. So the mother loads her up and opens the suitcase, loads her up, closes it, says goodbye, gives her a kiss, and says, "I love you and I'm going to miss you. Please don't be gone too long." Mackenzie storms out, shuts the door, and she goes out and sits on the curb. And then pretty soon, the mother walks outside and goes up to her and gives her a hug and says, "Oh, please don't run away. I would just miss you so much." And Mackenzie smiles and gives her mom a hug. And then pretty soon, the kitten story is not even an issue.